Well, I'd like to welcome everybody here. Thank you all for coming on time. And this is number 178 in a series of interfaith meetings and presentations. Our Zoom host is Eva Perry, and I'm your MC for tonight. And a little later, I'll introduce our speaker properly. That's Abbas Raza Alvi, who will speak on our role in establishing peace. But first, I'd like to hand over to Siva for acknowledgement of country and to start the program. But just a reminder to keep yourselves muted when you're not the one actually speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. I always feel it is relevant to share this particular passage from a message from the Universal House of Justice, the supreme administrative body of the Baha'i faith, in relation to justice and equality everywhere in the world, especially to the indigenous people here. There is a widespread acknowledgement that the present-day structures of society are ill-prepared to address the needs of humanity in its current phase. Much that was widely assumed to be certain and unshakable is being questioned, and the resulting ferment is producing a longing for a unifying vision. The chorus of voices raised in support of oneness, equality, and justice shows how many share these aspirations for their society. Well, when we take the indigenous people, they share these aspirations, and as much as we do, and our effort in this Interfaith Forum is to actually bring about these changes. But the indigenous people have been living in this land for so long, more than 60,000 years, and they have their own spirituality, culture, the laws, traditions, and languages. But unfortunately, they are still struggling to be recognized as equals. Nevertheless, I feel honored and show my gratitude to the indigenous people that I could live in this land and do what I like to do. We acknowledge and pay respect to the past, present, and future traditional custodians and elders of this nation we call Australia, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander tribes who were the first sovereign nations of the Australian continent. The Gadigal of the Eora Nation are the traditional custodians of this place we now call Sydney, and Wangal people are the traditional owners of Burwood, where my wife Vasanda and I live. Thank you, Colin.
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे
For I will take you from among the nations, gather you out of all countries, and bring you into your own land. Then I will sprinkle clean water on you, and you shall be clean. I will cleanse you from all your filthiness and from all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart shall be my people, and I will be your God. You shall be my people, and I will be your God.
The body is the physical or animal degree of man. From the bodily point of view, man is a sharer of the animal kingdom. The bodies alike of men and animals are composed of elements held together by the law of attraction. Like the animal, man possesses the faculties of the senses, is subject to heat, cold, hunger, thirst, etc. Unlike the animal, man has a rational soul, the human intelligence. The spirit of man has a beginning, but it has no end. It continues eternally. The rational soul, meaning the human spirit, does not descend into the body. That is to say, it does not enter it. For descent and entrance are characteristics of bodies, and the rational soul is exempt from this. The spirit never entered this body, so in quitting it, it will not be in need of any abiding place. No, the spirit is connected with the body, as this light is with this mirror. When the mirror is clear and perfect, the light of the lamp will be apparent in it. And when the mirror becomes covered with dust or breaks, the light will disappear. The spirit does not need a body, but the body needs spirit, or it cannot live. The soul can live without a body, but the body without the soul dies. Baha'i Scriptures by Abdullah.
I appeal to you, brothers, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another so that there may be no divisions among you and that you may be perfectly united in mind and thought. 1 Corinthians 1-10. Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice, strive for full restoration, encourage one another, be of one kind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. 2 Corinthians 13:11. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Galatians 3:28. Then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and one of mind, and of one mind. Philippians 2:2, Christian Scriptures.
O Son of Being, with the hands of power I made thee, and with the fingers of strength I created thee, and within thee have I placed the essence of my light. Be you content with it, and seek not else. For my work is perfect, and my command is binding. Question it not, nor have a doubt thereof. Behold, hidden words. O children of men, know ye not why we created you all from the same dust, that no one should exact himself over the other? Ponder at all times in your hearts how they were created. Since we have created you all from one same substance, it is incumbent on you to be even as one soul, to walk with the same feet, eat with the same mouth, and dwell in the same land. that from your inmost being, by your deeds and actions, the size of oneness and the essence of detachment may be made manifest. Such is my counsel to you, O concourse of light. Heed this counsel, that you may obtain the fruit of holiness from the tree of wondrous glory. Baha'u'llah, Hidden Words, Arabic. Number 68, Baha'i Scriptures.
Sorry, Basantha, we can't hear you.
I will read it instead. The one who strikes others is not a hermit. One is not an ascetic who insults others. Not to blame, not to strike, to live restrained under the law, to be moderate in eating, to live alone, and to practice the highest consciousness. This is the teaching of the awakened ones. Blessed is the arising of the awakened. Blessed is the teaching of the truth. Blessed is the harmony of the community. Blessed is the devotion of those who live in peace. Let us live in joy, not hating those who hate us. Among those who hate us, we live free of hate. Let us live in joy, free from greed among the greedy. Among those who are greedy, we live free of greed. Let us live in joy, though we possess nothing. Let us live feeding on joy, like the bright God. Buddhist scriptures.
I say to three weapons reach not the life. Flame burns it not, waters cannot overwhelm, no dry winds wither it. Impenetrable, unentered, unassailed, unharmed, untouched, immortal, all arriving, stable, sure, invisible, ineffable, by word and thought, encompassed, ever all itself. Thus is the soul declared. Govern thy heart, constrained the entangled sense. Resist the false, soft sinfulness with subtle knowledge and judgment. Yeah, the world is strong, but what discerns it stronger, and the mind strongest, and high o'er all the ruling soul. Wherefore, perceiving him who reigns supreme, put forth full force of soul in thy own soul. Hindu scriptures.
Number 6. The believers are nothing else but brothers in Islam. So make reconciliation between your brothers and fear Allah. Fear Allah that you may receive mercy. O mankind, we have created you from male and female, who has made you into nations and tribes, that ye may know each other, not that you may despise each other. Verily, most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you. And Allah has full knowledge and is informed. Arabs have no superiority over non-Arabs, and non-Arabs have no superiority over Arabs. You're all equal except by piety and good action. I leave behind me two things: the Quran and my example, the Sunnah, and if you follow these, you will never go astray. The similarities of the believers in regards to mutual love, affection, and fellow feeling is that of one body. And when any limb of it aches, the whole body aches because of sleepiness and fever.
Know that the power and the comprehension of human spirit are of two kinds. That is to say, they perceive and act in two different modes. One way is through instruments and organs. Thus, with this eye it sees, with this ear it hears, with this tongue it talks. Such is the action of the spirit and the perception of the reality of man by means of organs. That is to say, the spirit is the seer through the eyes, the spirit is the hearer through the ear, the spirit is the speaker through the tongue. The other manifestation of the powers and actions of the spirit is without instruments and organs. For example, in the state of sleep, without eyes it sees, without an ear it hears, without a tongue it speaks, without feet it runs. Briefly, these actions are beyond the means of instruments and organs. How often it happens that it sees a dream in the world of sleep, and its signification becomes apparent 2 years afterward in corresponding events. In the same way, how many times it happens that a question which one cannot solve in the world of wakefulness is solved in the world of dreams. In wakefulness, the eye sees only for a short distance. But in dreams, he who is in the east sees the west. Baha'i scripture.
Thou hast asked me concerning the nature of the soul. Know verily that the soul is a sign of God, a heavenly gem whose reality the most learned of men hath failed to grasp, and whose mystery no mind, however acute, can ever hope to unravel. It is the first among all created things to declare the excellence of its Creator, the first to recognize his glory, to cleave to his truth, and to bow down in adoration before him. If it be faithful to God, it will reflect his light, and will eventually return unto him. If it fail, however, in its allegiance to its Creator, it will become a victim to self and passion, and will, in the end, sink in their depths. Baha'i Scriptures.
Know, though, that the soul of man is exalted above, and is independent of all infirmities of body or mind. That a sick person showeth signs of weakness is due to the hindrances that interpose themselves between his soul and his body. For soul itself remaineth unaffected by any bodily ailment. Consider the light of the lamp. Though an external object may interfere with its radiance, the light itself continueth to shine with undiminished power. In like manners, every melody affecting the body of a man is an impediment that prevents the soul from manifesting its inherent might and power. When it liveth the body, however, it will evince such excellency and reveal such influence as no force on the earth can equal. Every pure, every refined, and sanctified soul will be endowed with tremendous power and shall rejoice with exceeding gladness. By scriptures.
Free thyself, free thyself from the fetters of this world. Lose thy soul from the prison of self. Seize thy chance, for it will come to thee no more. Free thyself from the fetters of this world. Lose thy soul from the prison of self. Seize thy chance, for it will come to thee no more. Free thyself from the fetters of this world.
Thank you, Siva, and thank you, readers. It's my very great pleasure now to welcome our speaker for tonight, and I think at least half of us, maybe more, will remember Abbas Raza Alvi, who spoke just under a year ago on interfaith ethnic diversity and social harmony. And we're very happy that you could come back again. Now, he's so accomplished that I can't fit in everything in this brief introduction. I mean, his education is in engineering and science and marketing, but it appears that his passion is in music and poetry. But most of all, and most relevant to our group, is his involvement in interfaith and harmony. And currently he's president of the Indian Crescent Society of Australia, the We Australians Are Creative Incorporated, board member of Ethnic Community Council of New South Wales, life member of Australian India Business Council, member of Abraham Conference Organising Committee. And we have heard about the Abraham Conference in previous talks, and member of Blacktown City Multicultural Advisory Committee. And it's less than half of what's on the list. I think I would just like to hear from Abbas, and so I'd like to hand over to you, please, to speak about our topic today, which is our role in establishing peace. Is that right?
Thanks, Colin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I acknowledge my presence in the land of the indigenous people, Dharuk land, and pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging of these lands, and extend our acknowledgement to all people of Aboriginal and Torres Islander heritage. It's a really great pleasure for me to join your 178 event. And thanks a lot, Siva, inviting me, and also the other speakers who were reading the religious scriptures, Emma, Marina, Young, Anna, Sivalingam. It's a really great thing you people have it, that the way you run the interfaith dialogue, that you request someone to read of a different religious background, which is, I think, is a very, very positive sign of your group, and very, very positive. And I encourage that other interfaith groups also must consider that this is a very unique way to understand, feel the other religious feeling. Today's topic, what you have given me, our role in establishing peace, is really little bit very sensitive, and not little bit, it is a sensitive topic on today. But I am working a lot on this area, and I'll not hesitate to share my views on that part. I'll try my best that everybody should be with us, but there's always, we have a different opinion sometimes, and please feel free to discuss that part. I'll just explain to you that as you know, that I'm from the Muslim faith. The word Islam basically is an Arabic word that means submission to the will of God. And the Quran and the Hadith, what Sivalingam was also reading something on that part, these are the fundamental, these teachers basically that teach and emphasize the peace in Islam, mercy and compassion. And the root word of Islam, actually, it means silm. There's a root word called silm. This is the Arabic word. It means peace in Islam. And out of 99 names of God in Islam, one of God names is As-Salam, which also means peace. Now, I will just read a line which I have spoken in one of the last event in the peace, probably a few months back, that you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Peace, sometimes we feel like it's a very easy word for us, but it is difficult. And being a migrant and promoting the multiculturalism in Australia, I would like to mention that we migrated to this beautiful part of the world, our adopted country, Australia, because of the betterment of our lives and raising our families in a peaceful country. Therefore, peace and harmony are important for us, and it should be important for everyone, whether they are the migrants or whether they're the indigenous people. I'm confident that everyone who is attending at present our group, I think probably 11 people are on the line and maybe few on the other way connected, they will agree that every one of us needs the peace at our home. Every one of us needs a peace in our home, in our streets, in our suburbs, in our states, in our country, and also all over the world. None of us, I'm pretty sure, will come back and tell, no, I don't need the peace, I need the war. Everybody needs the peace. Especially the multicultural communities, social cohesion, peace, and harmony are integrally connected. These three things, I'm very much passionate on that, and I believe that these three things, multiculturalism, community, social cohesion, peace, and harmony, are integrated, connected to each other. And our day-to-day life is highly dependent on these elements. Now, current situation, I will go on the peace, what is, and then I will say how we should work on that. As you know, that there is a global peace index, which is basically defined by the international bodies, is deteriorating a lot. Almost a 5% deterioration is in the global peace level all over the world. There was a survey was done of about 164 countries last year. And the first country was the Iceland, and the last country, 164, was the Afghanistan. I will not challenge the numbers, but the 22nd number was for Australia. And the country where I was born, was 126. India was considered into that. Now, why it is happening? Why it is happening that there's a deterioration of the peace everywhere in the world? There are external and internal conflicts in each and every part of the world. Deterioration of the relationship between the neighboring countries. Criminality in the society. Political instability. Political terror. The impact of terrorism, refugees, and displacement of humans from their homes to some other parts. And this is what it is creating. This attitude, this is basically is happening because the attitude of the political leaders who are deteriorating the peace globally. From 2009 to 2022, 99 countries out of 163 countries are in clutch of this issue, is this problem. Now, why it is happening again, I will say that. And it is all, every one of us knows that. That world military expenditure is rising every year. From the last 9 years, it is only increasing. And last year, it has increased to about 6.8%. It's a very high percent. It's about 3,542 billion Australian dollar world has invested on the guns and bullet on defense. This continuous increase. And the largest spenders are based in the developed countries. Like 10 largest spenders are based in USA, China, and Russia. All increasing their spending on the defense equipments, guns and bullets. North America itself is having this 51% market of the world. Asia and Oceania, 22% market. Europe, 20% market. Russia, 3.5%. Even the Middle East, where the war is going on, 3% budget on defense and equipment. We do not need only the peace by word of mouth, by saying that, yes, we really need to achieve that. How can we achieve it? Before I go on that, I'll say there's rather than we say peace in the word or peace in our hearts or in our homes, let us talk a word, positive peace. What is a positive peace? Basically, positive peace is defined as the attitude, institutions, structures that create and sustain peaceful societies. That should be called a positive peace. Now, the pillars, this positive peace, if we consider that this is some sort of building, it is standing on the pillars. And I say these are the pillars. Well-functioning government, if in a country, sound business environment, like everybody is getting some sort of living food without any issue or any problem. Acceptance of right of others. Nobody is talking about the racism. Everybody is living, believing, trusting. All the religions, all the faiths, all the genders are accepted. Good relationship with our neighbors. Like let me say from country from I am coming, India, and you see the next door countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and Afghanistan. You see how the deterioration situation among the countries there. Free of flow of the information, like every person should be highly educated. High levels of human capital, which some of the countries have it, especially Asian countries have that. An equitable distribution of resources, like we don't see a very rich man and we don't see a very poor man. I mean, people should be living. Then the peace will be happen. But if I say that, whether it will happen or not happen, I mean, this will be just maybe a wishful thinking of ours. We believe that we believe that world is a one family, which a lot of people say. Even in one of the language Sanskrit, they say Vasudev Kutumbakam. It means that whole world is one family. If we say that, if we believe in that, then we should demonstrate in our daily life, our religious places, our educational centers, our societies, our workplaces, our activities. Yes, we are one. It's not just remain a song, one, we are one, but we should present that sort of things. In fact, I am very happy to see the way you prepare the interfaith dialogue. Interfaith is very good. It looks like we are one. In today's world, where every moment there are the hate crimes, the real effect of the hate incidents multiplies. When any incidents happen in one country, within a few seconds, you know what has happened in the second country, and that affects. And we have seen during the Palestine issue, Gaza, whatever it is happening there, we know what is happening. I mean, everyone, I personally believe that everyone in Australia, whether they have the belief in faith or they don't have a faith, 40% population of us doesn't believe in any faith, but everyone is concerned what is happening. More than 40,000 people have been just murdered, killed. Whether the child who has been killed or who is suffering, whether he or she is Christian, Muslim, Jew, or no faith, it is a child. Please imagine that family, how it may be thinking. I mean, from the last year onwards, whatever is happening in Gaza, it is really totally was unpredictable. We never thought that this sort of things can happen in the world. Whole world is shaken. And today it has become just like a news for all of us. You just see in the news, you just see what is happening in Gaza, and we are just sitting or making some comments or signing some sort of documents and putting it up. But what is the real effect? I really don't see it's like a humanitarian issue, irrespective what religions are that, irrespective who has done the mistake, irrespective of the leadership of any country, and irrespective of the terrorist people there. But some individual who doesn't believe on that is killed. And the world is watching that. Whole world is watching that. It is important for us to rethink that we live with racial, religious, ethnic, gender differences peacefully. We should respect these things. We should not be controversial if somebody is eating something or somebody is not eating something. We should not be controversial if somebody is wearing something and somebody is wearing different things. No. If somebody is enjoying the festival and somebody is not enjoying the festival, it doesn't matter. But we should respect each and every tradition. Certainly, we should not allow the effect of hate importing in Australia. I mean, it doesn't mean, what I'm saying, it doesn't mean that you don't watch the TV, don't see the news. Yes, you can see that. But our role is for the peaceful society, not to accelerate what is happening there, but our role should be that how to dilute what is happening in the world. I mean, things will come here. As I mentioned earlier, within 2 seconds, you will know what has happened in the world. But if something bad is happening, rather than reacting on that, we need to dilute that. That's a part we should certainly do that. I have touched some things, whatever I wanted to do that, and a few points I have mentioned. But considering my very little talk here, but with the high caliber of people who are present at this moment with us, I'm sure that my few sentences may have shaken our hearts and minds to take some positive action in our day-to-day life. Let us, friends, peace is journey of 1,000 miles, as you know, and it must be taken one step by one step. I cannot, or you cannot just say the peace in the world and it will be peace in the world. But we all have to work together. Certainly, I oppose production of the defense equipment anywhere in the world, because if 3,800 billions, 3,500 billions we are investing on guns and bullets, if 20% of that amount, 70 billion, we invest on our health system, which is more needed, please believe that there will hardly anybody will be suffering in Australia. If 10% of this amount we invest in the education, especially some of you are living in the western side, you know there's a school shortages out there. There's infrastructure issues out there. If we invest this money in that direction, it will be more useful. And nevertheless, I will not hesitate to mention that if there is any war, any threats in the world, it happens because of failure of the diplomacy and failure of the democracy. If our leaders give more thought on that, rather than we support manufacturing of the guns and bullets, we support the services, health, education, it will be more useful. There are the countries in the world today where you don't have the drinking water. Women are traveling in Africa, in Asia, in India also, 5 kilometers every day to get the one bucket of the water for the drinking. I mean, they probably don't take bath months and months because there's no water. Water is available. There's no water available there. So should we help those countries to build up some systems, or rather than supplying them the guns and bullets? Any country in the world? No. And please imagine this money, what I'm saying it to you, that the companies who are producing this, it's a very vicious circle, and you have to go through that internet and you will find it, and you research it, you will find it, that this money goes to the pocket of the few people in the hand. And for them, their marketing is a war, is a fights, it's a racial differences, it's the ethnical differences, creation. And they keep on doing it. If you will allow them to keep on doing it, they will keep on doing that. Let's join hands together, show the feeling of the love everywhere, and make sure that we love as a together is in one Australia. I'm feeling humble to finish my discussion with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, that an eye for an eye will leave the whole world blind. Thanks a lot for your time and patience listening me. Thank you very much. I'm open to go for any question answer if you have it, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Abbas. That was a very good introduction, and from your background, it's something you've obviously thought about a lot. So I invite comments and or questions is even better. And if you could use the reactions button to put your hand up, as Ahmed has done, and that creates an orderly queue. So, Ahmed.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Abbas, for the talk. Peace is definitely needed in the world, especially this last year. So many wars have started, last 2 years. I'm just wondering whether the solution is not based on individual actions, but perhaps a whole new administration has to happen in the world in order to achieve that peace. Because many years I'm more than middle age, and I've always heard about these peace travels, peace walks, and peace activities, but it hasn't really achieved anything. The world is still fragmented. And I'm wondering whether a world administration, a new world administration has to be established in order that, the peace to occur. Because when we look at the international organizations, you see they're just sitting there and arguing with each other rather than coming to solutions. Although, I believe education is the key. So what is your views about establishing a new administrative order that would bring this peace to the world.
Ahmed, you are very right. What you mentioned, it is true. That's a situation, but I believe that yes, some people are working on the line. I mean, there's a human. There's a number of organizations in Australia itself are working in this line, but everybody is working in an individual way. They are working for a particular party, a particular group, or particular ethnicities sort of activities. I feel that this is possible if we make the presence of those people who believe and want to practice successfully peace activities. If we place these people in our parliaments, in our councils, in our state parliaments, in our bureaucracy somehow. So it's a very visual thing, and it's a very you can say that it's a very big task. Yes, it is a big task, but we have to start from somewhere. I think we should have a more member of parliament. If we don't have it, then our local member of parliament, we should approach to them and say that this is what we need. At least we should say, at least parliamentarians should go there, and in the parliament they should discuss that, look, from our area, there's 10 people came together and they are talking that they should have peace. We should have a less expense on the defense and have a more expense on health, education, infrastructure, seniors, health, and the seniors look after senior services and other areas. Probably that may start giving us some sort of hope. If, believe me, that if there's we approach to even 100 or 200 member of parliament Australia-wide, it will certainly create something. Certainly create, because I have seen in past some of the parliaments, when they visit us and we talk something, they go and they put up a paper or the report. They say that such and such organization we have visited, and this is what has been talked over. So my recommendation will be that please plan a program like this also. Your organization also should plan a program that maybe about 40-50 people of the interfaith should connect, and your local parliamentarians, whomsoever are there, please take them. Say them, we need you to join, and we need to talk about the peace. Let's do that. Mother wait for the child before he says something, before feed him. So we need to do something. Until unless we do something, nothing will happen. I hope I try to give you an answer whatever best I can do.
Well, I was thinking of a global thing, a global change that should happen in order to pull us towards world peace, because it looks like, groups are in different countries and active, but achievement is very limited. And I just want to bring Baha'i administration as an example, where Baha'is elect 9 people among their local area, and then they are the administrative body. And this is happening all over the world. Perhaps we need such a structure globally in order to take us towards peace.
Yes, Ahmed, I've seen the Baha'i group I have attended few events, and thanks a lot for inviting me a few places. I have attended that, and I saw the group is very positive group. Certainly, you need to involve more groups together with you. That's what sometimes it happens, and I will not hesitate to mention to you, I attend a lot of events of the Muslim community, Hindu community, Christian community, Baha'is also have been, and different. Wherever I go, I always see that domination will be more, and it has to be, because they are arranging the event, they are doing some programs, so they will make sure that their religious things are also promoted, and it happens in every event, every religion, every ethnicity. I'm not against to that. But what I would like to see, an interfaith program where the Christian will come and will talk about the Hindu. The Muslim will come and talk about the Jews. a Jew will come and talk about the Muslim, openly, rather than we promote our own religious faiths and other things, they should come. I mean, that sort of religious leadership needs to be pumped in and developed. And I'm promoting this concept at least from last 4 or 5 years. I don't know whether when Siva was there in one of the events, I don't know whether I have spoken on that or not, but I am promoting this event that rather than Muslim is coming and talking about the Quran and Hindu is coming talking about the Gita, or Krishna is coming talking about the Bible, or Jews is coming Torah, or Bhai is coming and talking about that, So basically they should talk about the different religion, the good thing in that religion. This will dilute the mindset of those people who had some other concept in their mind.
Definitely is the order of this forum to do that. Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you. Yes, that's. I agree. It's a lot depends on the religions themselves coming together and overcoming religious bridges, and the religious leaders have a role in that. Yung.
Thank you. Thank you, Abba, for your lecture. Your core question is how to delete what's happening in the societies. That is the essence of what you try to say. But you see, from history until now, we see that the world has been polarized. It means you have the supreme, rich people and the poor people. We cannot erase the class struggle. And we had the difference in distribution of resources. And, different, like you said, if people have different religions, our role is the poor people probably will have more time to pray to God, to bring peace into the society. But the rich people, they're busy to make money. So they probably won't have much time to pray for the peace. And if we talk about we want to establish administration order, I think that is not a new concept, because the NATO, if anybody study American politics, okay, NATO has already done that. They have some sort of similar body, what you call peacekeeping forces. So they have armies there in the place, in the country where a lot of trouble, and they have different groups in the army to do the job, what we call peacekeeping forces. And it costs billion of dollars, because a lot of people get, injured. A lot of soldiers got killed. So our job, the poor people, have more time to pray for all these injured soldiers, right? The rich people won't have time for this. So if we want to have we are one and unity, it means we have to abolish the capitalist system. Everybody, if you have £5, I should have £5. The poor people should have £5. Everybody have £5, not like somebody got billion of dollars and I have nothing. So that is not right. So what we call, we talk about education. From the American and English literature, they talk all about revolutionary. In France, revolution. In all major countries, revolution happen all the time. Why? That because if we are one, we had to change our mindset. But at the moment, sorry, I don't think the change of mindset is a priority, because if you think about how they damaged a 2-tower finance tower in America, in USA, by the little airplane. How come the little airplane can destroy the big tower like that? It is unbelievable that I'm not in that, but I mean, I can say something already happened or been installed in the building. So the little airplane, they go through the building and everything collapsed like that.
Can we?
It is very What I'm saying,
Let's let Abbas respond to one or 2 points there.
yeah, but what I'm saying, we had to divert your subject into philosophy. It's not, your subject is very big, very vast, broad, and we had to narrow it, and we got to really break it into pieces. Too many pieces to assimilate, to assemble. So what we say, we had to focus on the core.
Young, you have put up in quite detail, and you are very right putting it up that. I will just summarize very quickly and try to answer what I have grasped from your questions and explanation. If you see, in Australia, we have 40% population of Australia, 38.9, I'll say 40% population, doesn't believe in any faith. Okay, so they don't belong themselves for Christian, or Muslim, or Hindu, Jews, or whatever. They say that we don't believe in any faith. 40% of them. If you see the peacekeeping organization, this is the fact. You can check up what I'm saying it now. This is my assessment of the situation. Most of the organizations, most of the groups which are promoting the peace, which believe in human rights issue, are from that section, that 40% section. Majority of the people who believe in the religious feelings, they stand up when their religious people are in difficulty. So they stand up, they join them. You also touched the subject of the capitalism. It's a highly unfortunate, and we may misinterpret it. Actually, one part of every religion, whether it's a Christianity, Muslim, Jews, everybody, they say to you that God has made you like this. You have been made like this, so you should not develop the hate with anybody. You may be rich, you may be poor, whatever. That every religion says that. And I bet when I'm saying it that, I really research on that. Every religion is saying that. Every faith is saying that. In my opinion, the other part also, which everybody is saying, this is missed by everyone else also. And that makes us rich and poor. And we justify that. We say that God has given me more money. God has given you less money. So you live with the less money. I will live with my big money. But distribution of that particular money from the high income to the low income in a capitalistic society is depending upon what country, depends on that. Some of the countries have very well distributed that money, like Sweden, for example. Sweden is also a capitalist country. But what they have done through their tax system, they put up such a high tax on the high groups that low groups also get quite a good amount of the money and save money on the taxes and other things. The system, which is very worldwide known, it is really keeping the population in a very well society. But we are a capitalistic society in Australia, and I think that the system should be tuned up. So we should not have a filthy rich, and we should not have a filthy poor. Like in India. India is a totally democratic country, but there are the people whose houses are inside the gold, and they are the people who don't have the roof there. So this is really neither the religion can satisfy that this is what is true, neither the economical condition of the society can satisfy, neither any visitor will satisfy that this is correct. We need to change that system. And as long as this difference will happen in the community, peace is very difficult, because always the person who is very poor, he will have a different feeling about the rich person. Sorry. He will have a different feeling about the rich person. So you are very right. Capitalism has to be tuned country-wise. We are very good in Australia. We are not too bad. But still we need to tune our system.
Super.
Colin, I'd like to just share a quotation that was on the PowerPoint we shared earlier. This is also from the Universal House of Justice, from a letter on 25 November 2020. It says, whether through deeds or words, the merit of your every contribution to social well-being lies first in your resolute commitment to discover that precious point of unity where contrasting perspectives overlap and around which contending people can coalesce. So this something is stuck in my mind, that we are trying to do something good for the society, and the message says that the merit lies first in trying to find the precious point of unity of contrasting perspectives. Now, how are we going to bring about this kind of attitude? Because you mentioned in your talk, the attitude has to change. How are we going to bring about the change in attitude, in looking for common thing rather than trying to differentiate ourselves? That's my
Thank you, Siva. I think that
before that, I like to. I actually put it on the chat where where Abbas have put some music. He has composed some music.
Yes, Siva.
Can you hear?
Yes.
जब से मेरा दिल तुम्हारा हो गया, जब से मेरा दिल तुम्हारा हो गया, मैं तो बस बेसहारा हो गया।
जब से मेरा दिल तुम्हारा हो गया, जब से मेरा दिल तुम्हारा हो गया।
I think this is.
I don't know, Siva. You search it and you find it out. But let me tell you about the story of this particular production. This production has the involvement of the 12 ethnicities of Australia. 65 or 67 artists were involved from various ethnicities, religions, and it was dedicated towards the community, social cohesion, peace, and harmony. And this what we have done that, and it was a project actually. What, Siva, you mentioned, you asked the question, and it's a very valid question. I think our religious places really, as we teach our own religious prayers, religious books, and talk about our philosophy, our religious philosophy, God and prophets and sons and everything, I think we should have at least 10 minutes time for mentioning the need of the peace, love for the other religion. This should happen in each and every church, in every mosque, every temple, every gurdwaras, synagogue. You go anywhere, it should happen. And this sort of things, it is possible. It is very much possible. About 20 before the sorry was declared by the Labour Party in the Parliament, none of us were acknowledging the indigenous people in our speeches earlier. If you remember the 25 years back time, we never done that. We used to acknowledge the people who are in front of us. That's it. We never. But now it has become a part and parcel and important part. And we believe in that. It's not just we are saying the words. We really believe in that. This is the way the peace organization should have to come. Persuade all the religious things. When you start it, like we say Bismillah in Islam, yes, fine. Then we should, when this is happening, we should devote a 10 minutes time on the word peace. It will affect, it will certainly will affect to at least 60% population of Australia if we do this sort of things as a compulsory sort of things in each religion. So your idea actually is coming very well, and I will try to put it up into the word into the next interfaith conference. In fact, I will ask you to say this thing, because this is very important part. We should use it in every mosque, every church, every temple, every gurdwaras, every synagogue, every religious places.
Thank you.
I was going to ask another question.
Sure.
The identity is one of the greatest challenges that we have, because I tend to identify as Sri Lankan, Tamil speaking, Baha'i, similar things. Now, you also mentioned that we are all one, all the people are one family, and in Hinduism they call it Vasudeva Kudumbakam. Now, how to bring about this change in thinking in the people to identify them as that we are one part of the humanity, and the others are subordinate identities, whether we call it the language or religion or nationality. How to bring about this change?
See, it's a very difficult thing, what you are touching it up the subject, because every religious person I have seen that they talk about the superiority of that religion. And every function, wherever I go, I see that they always show the all good things about them, about their, which is a part and parcel. If you are inviting somebody in your house, you always decorate the house and clean it and make sure that every table is perfectly fine and everything's. I understand that part. But again, I'm coming back on that part. It is very hard for anyone of one religion to say this is good in the other religion. Now, and very, very difficult part. And if I say that, it is very difficult. But what I am practically doing it, I'm telling you. This I do practically. Of course, I haven't traveled during the last few months a lot, but before the COVID, I used to travel a lot. And I used to go overseas, exhibitions and other things. And all the exhibitions, normally takes place in the center, as you know, all the big cities they have. They have a lot of churches, especially in the Europe, they have a lot of churches. For me to find out a mosque was very difficult, because they will have a mosque in another Western Germany somewhere, where affordability and everything. But churches, beautiful churches, are in the center of the city where I'm staying, where I'm living and going. So whenever I had the weekend there, I always go to the church. Always I have done that. I have done that religiously, that place. And I feel my prayer is like this, as I'm sitting on a chair now. That's where I used to sit. And I used to do whatever I wanted to read there, like this on the chair. And I feel very happy in front of the Christ sign. I do it. I have nothing. I don't feel ashamed. In fact, I feel happy with doing that. I go, I'm just explaining to you what I do. In Easter, in Christmas time, I even take my grandkids to the church here in Sydney. And I try to find out which church. I believe that is a more satisfaction, because I teach my grandkids. That's why I'm practically doing it. I tell them that, yes, they say that we are Muslim. Yes, we are Muslim. Of course, we are Muslim. They are the Christians. They may be Jews. They may be temple. They have their own way. But the roads are different. But the path is the one only. Nobody is telling me so far, and nobody will tell me that there are the two gods in the world. Otherwise, there will be nuclear war by now. So God is one. The only thing is the interpretation is different. And that interpretation is your personal. I do that practically, and I feel happy with that. I have no issue, no problem. In fact, I have more satisfaction to go to a church. I go here in Temple also, Auburn. You can ask them. I go and I say, Panditji, we call it Pandit, to our priest in Hindu. So I say that, Panditji, I want to come visit. All right, I can come. Yes, Abbas, why you come? And I go there and I stand up and I feel that this is a religious place of someone. If the God is that, if the God whom I pray, he also has made this person as a Hindu, a Christian, and Jew. Otherwise, there was no need for God to produce the other faith. So they all of there are some things. I'll say in each religions there are some things. Religious books are interpreted very badly. And a lot of times I heard from the people, and people come very frank with me. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit time, but talk is very interesting, family-oriented talk. Mm-hmm. So I'm feeling happy with that. Just I'm sharing with that. Few times I have listened about the Quran. The people say that in Quran this is written, kill the kafir and all those sort of things, and all those things. First of all, I want to say that interpretation is totally wrong. Absolute wrong. No. The second thing is that I would say that interpretation should be taken only if you have recited, if you read, understood the Quran from beginning to the end. Majority of the people really don't know. Even we Muslim. I mean, let me tell the truth. Because this is in Arabic language, really understanding that is very difficult. So you need to devote a lot of time on that understanding. That always talking about bringing the people together. Prophet Muhammad was not in a position to promote the religion Islam until or unless he believed in the community harmony. He wanted more and more people come along with him. That's why this religion has gone into that. So this hate is basically developed because of various things. Somebody has killed to somebody has been disturbed. But let us come back on the Gaza. Each family, there is a 1 person or 2 persons are dying in each family. What do you expect from them? When this family will grow, what do you expect from them? That child who lost his mother and father, everything, when he'll grown up, what feeling you will have it about him, about the other religions and other faiths? So hate will develop in his mind. And let us not assume that he will not have a hate. He will have a hate and he can react on that. So our role should be how to neutralize that hate, what we should do it. And that's what should be the role of the community. I'm sorry, I do not have any capsule or vitamin on that part. No, I don't. It is one of the most difficult part. But what I am doing as a small fry, small person, I have shared with you my own personal thing. That's what I do. Thank you. Thanks, Shiva.
Thank you, Abbas. Shiva Lingam?
I just want to say I'm happy to meet Mr. Abbas, who's very broad-minded and his view are world-embracing. And that makes me happy. And he has reflected what is said in the Quran. I'm very happy that his views are world-embracing. Thank you.
Thanks, Shiva. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very interested, and I agree that the Quran doesn't teach killing people who don't believe, and yet there's a lot of popular literature out there which says the opposite. And I made it my project for a few years to just read the best literature I could find about it. And two things I found: there was Maulana Muhammad Ali, I think his name was, from the Ahmadiyya movement. He wrote an excellent chapter on jihad in his book. and analysed the verses very thoroughly, and no way in the world did Muhammad ever force people to convert. And another one was Professor Halim Rain from Griffith University in Queensland, who spoke at one of our meetings here about covenants of peace in the Quran. Many different kinds of covenants, but that one in particular. What surprised me and dismayed me when I went to an interfaith meeting once, and it was a kind of a peak body in Australia. I spoke to the Christian representative about what I'd found, that Islam is a peaceful religion and the Quran teaches peace, and the Christian head of this national interfaith movement said, no, Islam is a very violent religion, and he quoted it. So I thought, oh, this is hopeless. One of the reasons this organization exists is to learn about each other, and yet even at the top level, people have these prejudices. I think religious prejudice is maybe the biggest barrier. I think that's where we can, through this group and through the work you're doing, and through many ways, we can try and reduce religious prejudice.
Colin has a blog, and he explores all different religions. He has Baha'i faith, Babi, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism.
For those who are interested, this particular page has links to most of the talks over the last 3.5 years, including tonight when I upload the link.
Yeah, I will go through that, certainly. Thank you. Thanks for showing me.
No, thank you for what you're saying. Jung, and then Mark.
Thank you so much. I just ask you something here. I think you might help me some ideas about, just say, if there's a disaster happening in the world, people would say, have different opinions, said, oh, that's the act of God, or that's the act of Lucifer, Satan. Because we forgot when we say we are one. It's okay, we are one with God. God protection is okay. But we cannot be one with Satan or Lucifer, because they also claim, they might, we're not sure what they're doing, but they might say, we are one too. So I'm talking about the destroy of the two tower financially system in America, USA years ago. Is that an act of God, or that's an act of Satan, Lucifer? And who gonna say we are one? What sort of we are one that they are talking about? I'm talking about philosophy here. We have to divert our subject to philosophy.
Is your question that who has destroyed the Twin Tower? You mean that?
Yeah. You know, the long time ago, there's a little airplane that flew into the tower, the finance tower of America, and they destroyed two towers, and a lot of people get killed in it.
Yeah.
So is that an act of God, or is that an act of Lucifer?
Yeah, you're talking about 9/11.
Yeah, 9/11. Yes, 9/11. So I'm just wonder why we keep saying we are one. Are we one? We line up with God, or we line up with Satan?
Yeah, we're going to let Abbas answer.
Yeah, your question actually about 9/11, which everybody in the world knows. I don't think anyone in the world will say this is a good thing. Number one, everybody was unhappy with that. How many people have disasters has happened? There's nothing to do with the God. Number one. Second thing is that there are the difference of the opinion, political. There are the, in fact, films of the description, the who has done that. So it's if you really want to devote some time on that, probably you need to devote 7-10 days on that, watching throughout the YouTubes and other things. You will find several things and several contradictory films and explanations that why it was happened and who have done that. So I personally don't have any answer who has done that, but whosoever has done that, this was because of them the world has suffered a lot. Irrespective, I'll not go who has done that. I mean, we may have our different opinion on that part. These are politically things, but whosoever has done that, it was one of the worst thing, because world has suffered that. After that, the Iraq war has happened. Thousands and thousands were killed on that. Afghanistan is killed, you know. There's a lot of hate was developed from this side, that side, everything. And on more or more, what has happened, it's a loss to USA itself, that their security budget has increased a lot. Just to give you an idea what I was talking just today with you people, that 51% budget of the defense is from US, and 42 companies are spending $51. So these companies' budget has increased. They are producing more and more guns for the safety and security. Before the 9/11, it was very easy to go to US. Now it is very difficult to go to US. So the visa restrictions, safety, security, everything has changed at all. World has gone into entirely different conflict zone. So it was not good at all, I will say. And I don't, if you want to say that what God has done, God has not done. Today also I listen. A lot of people talking about the environment, that God has done that. For example, today the temperature in India is, in some places, is 50 degree almost, 49, 50 degree temperature in India, and which is increasing. And it is expectation that another 20 years period of time, that temperature can go to 57, 58 degrees. 60 degree temperature, human body cannot bear it. They will die. So this, if we say this is God has done that, we are foolish. This has done by us. This is our creation. We are digging the Mother Earth like anything. We are keep on digging. We are cutting the trees as much as we can cut it. We are making the world into a different disaster. There is somewhere is the flood where there has to be desert. Like just few months back, you may know, you must have heard that in Dubai there was a flooding, where has to be Sahara. Temperature is high. They have the flooding. So whole world climate is changing. Glacier is really going back. So if we say that this is God has done that, I think we have to educate ourselves. We have done that. We need to control. We need to plant. Every one of us has to plant 2 trees. Plant it somewhere. We need to do that. And we are an educated country. In Australia, this is promoted. Even councils give the free trees. Let us do that. Unless we do that, disaster is going. And please don't imagine that this problem is in India and Africa or Arab or other places. Australia is safe. No, not at all. Tomorrow, we may not see it, but our great generations will suffer with that if we don't take care of that. And if we keep on saying this is God has given heat, God has given cold, no, let's not say that part. Sorry, I have to put up my views very openly on this matter.
Thank you, Abbas. And I think that's important. We, as individuals, each one of us maybe can't change the whole world, but we can, through our deeds, do something for the betterment of the world. Mark, don't go away. It's your turn.
Again, from what other people have said, I also want to thank Mr. Abbas for sharing his thoughts in a very candid way with us. May Allah bless him for his efforts. What I did want to just comment on, and you know, you're free to follow up with the commentary yourself, is the fact that in the West and places such as Australia, they have a poor understanding of Islam and what the focus is. As we know, the vast majority of Islam, as Colin has indicated, are very much wanting to promote peace, harmony, interfaith dialogue. And I personally don't think that many understand that Western civilization and science was brought in through Europe through Islam. And the fact that the Mohammedan religion holds Christ as a divine educator from Allah, and he's very much revered. And I tend to think that the Christian secular society we have don't really understand the fact that there's a connection between Islam, Christianity, and Judaism at a very, very deep level. I think interfaith helps, but sorry to say this, Mr. Abbas, the Muslims haven't done a great job of sharing the truth with the in the Western reality. Don't see this as a criticism, just as a comment.
No, your comment are very correct. It is very, very correct, and that thing has not been really. I think the Muslims are lacking behind that, and they really need to look into that aspect very clearly. But let me explain to you. Each day we do the 5 times prayer. I mean, I can't do that, but we do 5 times. Okay, as per our religious. At least I do in the morning and in the night time. Now each prayer we do we do a prayer, and our prayer is completed only when we take the name of the Jesus Christ also, because we consider him as prophet, as a Muslim. Bible is we believe in 3 books. If a Muslim doesn't believe in all 3 books, he is not a Muslim. So Bible is one of the books which a Muslim has to believe. It is the necessary and sufficient condition for a Muslim. Without that, he can't be Muslim if he doesn't believe in Bible. So they have to believe in Bible, and Bible we believe in the Old Testament basically, and that's what is the issue which probably Muslim has to clarify. For them, the Jesus Christ was a prophet, and the similar sort of things. What in the Bible is quite a bit similar. If you see in Islam, there's a lot of things in the Quran has been taken from the Bible and Torah. It's almost similar. There's a similar traditions. Burials are almost the same sort of things. Burials. There's no much difference. Only the cultural differences are that which countries they belong to, which ethnicities they belong to. Otherwise, things are very similar. There's not much difference. I will not go to the philosophy and the same things I have with the Hindus. I don't see. If you see the ancient Hindu religion, Sanatan Dharma, which also believe in one God. It's the same thing, and that is the basics of the Hindus. So there's no difference in any religion. We made the differences. We made the differences, and I will just say to you jokingly, each religious place in each country is designed differently. Even the mosque, you see that in Turkey, the mosques are different than India. Mosque in Australia is very different than in Turkey. It looks like different, inside, outside. The same thing with the temples. If you go to travel to India from north to south, the condition of the travel, colors of the temples, goddess spaces, and everything is changing. Food and prayers and flowers and everything is changing. So this is all culturally affected things, So we, whatever the culture we are born, whatever the religion we born, ethnicities we were born, we believe in that. That is what we like it, we love it. It's good. It's very good. I think that should happen. But same things, we also need to educate ourselves how we should do the peace in the world. How can we little drop we can contribute during our lifetime for establishing the peace? If every one of us will do a little drop, the ocean will fill. Ocean will fill.
Thank you. Amen.
Yeah, I just want to raise an issue here. If we want to have world peace, probably we have to go back and look at the concepts of these recent wars that we have had, and look and see what's the root problem in there. Like if you look at, for example, what's happening between Israel and Palestinians, you see that only a handful of people, maybe less than 50 people, went and started killing and executing and damaging property. And then as a result, 40,000 Palestinians have died. 40,000 for an action of, say, a handful of people. Or if you look at World War II, World War I, you see that ambitions, or even this war between Russia and Ukraine, is based on ambition and greed. And perhaps the answer is the United Nations to go and look at these issues in the infancy and then kill that issue at the beginning of the infancy, rather than letting it go and flourish to such extent that we have this situation between Israelis and Palestinians. So perhaps the answer is being careful at the initial aspect of these issues and then kill them in the beginning of it. I mean, it's clear that, less than 50 people went and started chaos. And now we have 40,000 dead people that had no connection to that. Maybe they believed in, freedom for Palestinians, but they were peaceful people. They were living in their houses, and they were destroyed. Their houses were destroyed. Cities were damaged. So perhaps the solution is looking at these issues in the infancy and then bring solutions to them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Ahmad, the Palestinian issue is totally a political issue. It's a 76 years old issue now. And
it's a long time.
Yeah, and it is a totally a political issue, and it is changing the faces, and it is the issue is so serious that it can change a political party position in one country, and today they are in control, tomorrow they may not be in control, sort of situation. It is such a serious issue, serious matter, but there the vested interests are involved of some people, probably who do not want that this problem should be resolved, and leadership is also very want to control that part. So, and when Hitler was there, I have not seen Hitler, but I have read a lot of stories and a lot of films. I have seen it. During the Hitler time, everybody was standing supporting Hitler. Everybody used to praise him, whether they like it or didn't like it. Nobody talked at that time when he was alive, when he was in control, no one. And he killed huge numbers of the Jews in a very, very miserable situation. But didn't say anything. It was happened. Now I'm asking you a question, every one of you. Will anybody like to name his son or grandson as a Hitler? Please imagine how much that name has developed the hate. When he was alive, when he was in control, he was everything in that part of the world. Not only in that country, number of other countries. And when he is finished, people don't want to take his name. See, this is what we need to really understand. He has done the huge loss of how many intelligent Jews must have been killed. How many innocent people he has killed them. Irrespective of the story and other things which are narrated that Jews have a lot of money and there was a hit between the money, people who have the money and not money, and all those things, stories, history and everything's keep aside. But this is the fact, it has happened. So today also some leader existing is like this, but tomorrow probably people will not like him or her, whosoever is that. It can happen tomorrow. But unfortunately, the innocent people are killed. Innocent people are suffering. I don't see really any reason that a Palestinian is not only the Muslims there. There's a lot of Christians. They are mixed. I have one lady who is working with me in one of the committee, in the Interfaith Committee. She is Christian from Palestine, and she is suffering that her family cannot leave Palestine because it is almost impossible to pass on through the Egypt and that center. It's very, very difficult and very emotionally charged with that sort of things. And I feel very pity for her, you know. So it's not the religious war, I will say. No. I don't say it is anything has to do with the religion. Yes, there's a lot of Muslims are killed, but it is not a Muslim, Jews or Christian sort of thing. It's a totally issue of leadership and control of the power and control of the area. Sorry, this is my view. I may be wrong. I don't know, but this is my view.
Thank you. I'd like just to pick up on a point you made about education of children. And that obviously when you're an adult and already prejudiced, it's very hard to change. And even if you want to, you can, but it takes effort. But every child is a fresh start for the world. And because children aren't born with a prejudiced mind, they just learn what they're told.
Yes.
So potentially each child is the light of the world. So I'm wondering what do you think it would be one or two key points that a parent could teach their children?
I mean, I think that we should make a situation that we should invite them to different religious people at our own homes and meet them and at least create an atmosphere of friendship in their mind. You know, I'm not doing this practicing now. Actually, my mind was made up by my grandfather, where I have seen that all the religious people, different religious people come, and they were all uncle aunties for me. Irrespective whether they're Hindus, Christian, and I have grown up like this. So I have seen that. That's why I persuade that. But I think that every one of us should do that, because there are always elements like this. Why we are mixing here? Why we are not? We are in Australia. Australia is a country which has given the place to everyone here with open hands. Come. Australia has not kicked anybody. There's not many Polynesians here, very few. Okay, everybody has given the open hand, welcome, and Australian mindset is very, very open, very respectful, very friendly. So we have this opportunity in this country. At least we should play our role. So each one of us, I mean, once in a year, we can go and visit the mosque also if you're Christian. And probably I will be very happy to arrange that. If somebody wants to visit, yes. If somebody wants to visit temple, I will be happy to arrange that. Church, yes, I will arrange that. They will listen to me. I'll go myself to the churches. So it will be a good idea to make a family visit to that side. To let our children, grandchildren see that.
Yeah, on that point, Anisha Lakani, one of our interfaith group member, she posted an invitation that a group of people are going to visit the Hindu temple in Westmead. And if people are interested, they can join. So, yes, I think Abbas is doing what he has to do, and he's taking the grandchildren to these different places. And I just there's this Akshay, who was one of our speakers, and she wanted to say something. Is that okay, Colin?
Yes. Yeah, of course. Akshay.
Akshay, are you there?
I'm very much here. Thank you so much. Greetings of the day to all. And with reference to the honorable speaker, Mr. Abbas, sir, I really am very introspective about the pointers that you have made through your session today. And since I'm also a international peace, human rights and nonviolence scholar, and I have been working in this field for more than 20 years. So I really wholeheartedly would like to appreciate you for this point, that is, we must inculcate very consciously it amongst our kids. And if I'm a Christian, I must take my kids to a mosque, or if I am a Muslim, I must take my kids to a temple. And that kind of inculcation of interfaith should start at the home level. I remember a quote by Mahatma Gandhi, the pioneer of peace leader, that I would like to share. That is, charity begins at home. So we cannot expect just to talk, big things and lofty ideas and, do nothing. So that was something that really I found very introspective, and it can be implemented, and one has to consciously do it. Only then I think we can bring about a positive change in our attitude. Even I would like to quote one more example, that is Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who is one of the renowned leaders, highly trained person. He got educated in Harvard and Oxford. He was also the pivotal figure of framing the Constitution of India. India is a very complex, multiple religions and very very ancient history. Like it goes to 3,000 to 4,000 years back. So Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar used to always insist that people of different religions, they should come together. He also insisted that if different religion people get married, and there are these conferences and meetings and supports, only then I think we can really bring about a change. So I would like to first of all thank you for wonderful pointers you have mentioned, sir. And secondly, what is your view about the last point that I mentioned? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm sorry I missed your name. What's your name?
Sir, my name is Akshaya.
Akshaya.
From India.
What is your full name, Akshaya?
Yes, sir. Sir, my full name is Mrs. Akshaya Anant. Anant.
Okay. No,
sir, can I have your email ID if you don't mind?
Yes. I will request Siva to please send my email ID to her.
Okay.
Yes. I'm very happy. No, thanks a lot, Akshaya. And let me explain to you. First of all, we have here in Sydney, in Australia, actually, Baba Sahib Ambedkar's group is here. I hope you may be knowing that. And very
wonderful.
active group, actually. I had the opportunity to visit them and speak in their events and function. Very active, very highly educated group from them. And I'm also the follower and Baba Sahib. And I believe that and every person who is born in India, who has adopted or accepted, respected the Constitution, he has to respect the Baba Sahib, what work he has given and what work he has given to the society. Not only in India, a highly learned person, and his work is really very, very great. His work was, he is the pioneer actually, in terms of bringing the caste differences which were embedded. And some people say that these differences are in the Hinduism. Shiva is here. No, Shiva, it's not only in Hindu, this is in the Muslims also. And Christians also.
Yes.
Because these differences of the, I'm higher grade and you are of the lower grades, are education backwardness, and it has the vested interest involved. And that's why these things are created. And even now people are creating, even the Indian politics, these things are created there these days. It is a suffering of the human being. I don't think we should do any we should involve ourselves. So answering your question, yes, I believe in Baba Sahib Ambedkar. I believe in philosophy, and I respect the Indian Constitution, and I also trust and hope so that this Constitution will not change in near future. So that's what I pray, that it should not change. It is still needed that we have to review the caste differences which are happening. It is happening in Pakistan also. Look, you're surprised that I see that feudalism is there also. They say that we are rich, we are that sort of, and it creates, lower caste and high caste things. Like we have in Hindu Brahman, like we Muslim, we have a Sayyid. I am from the Sayyid community, so they say Sayyid. So the same sort of things in Muslims also, Pasamanda Muslims and all those. This is all creation of Indian subcontinent, basically. In those countries, these differences are created. So cut down the talk. I think that what Baba Sahib has done, that we must promote his work in Australia. Are you based in Sydney or overseas?
Yeah.
Sir, I'm in India, sir.
Okay. All right. So yes, there is a very good group is here, and I will certainly put you with them, and you are most welcome to attach with them.
I'll be obliged, sir. Thank you.
Colin, you are muted.
Yes, I think we've reached 9 o'clock, and possibly our families are waiting for us.
Sure.
But if anyone hasn't spoken yet, this is your last chance.
Can I just please request? I just please request. I heard something that is not right. Miss Asaya want to send all of us back to square one, and that is not right. First of all, if we don't know the person right in front of us, what they have done in their life, why should we say, oh, it's only talk, not work, not no action? Okay, so to be careful next time. So I just want to list out, because if you have collective knowledge of all the people in this group, we probably have 1,000 years of knowledge, and we don't want to be sent back to square one. Not because we're not humble enough, but actually I can see people talk about God come to the West and God come to the East. Nothing to do with it, because God not discriminate anyone. God love everyone. So people just don't know how God work. They don't know how God come, because God is a mystery also, and he come with manifestation, a prophet, and he reveal himself everything. You're lucky enough, if you are blessed enough, then you will see him very easy. But most of people, they don't know how God works.
I'm sorry to mute you. I'm just going to draw that to a close because it's opening up a whole interesting new subject.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Just don't stop me, please. Because it's so important. You don't send people back to square one. They're supposed to go in advance to the next stage. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll ask Siva. You wanted to show the slide, and then Abbas.
Yeah, I think I just wanted to emphasize. I mean, here we come here to learn from each other. We are not establishing who is right or who is wrong. Collectively, if we can travel together with the common theme, common understanding, then we will progress. And I think Abbas has been doing this for years in different spheres, and we should thank him for giving this presentation to us. And maybe he can introduce more speakers like him to our forum. And also, we should interact, as he has appealed, with the other different religious organizations and the like, if we really want to make this progress, remove the barriers. So thank you very much.
Sure. Whenever you need somebody, if I know that in advance, I can certainly put you in through with some other people contact, and you can form. I just have very quickly two things to mention to you before we just close it. Number one, our annual event of Indian Christian Society will be on 19th of September in New South Wales Parliament. And I will send you, Siva, invitation. So if anybody from your group wants to visit, we'll be happy to send them the invitation. It will happen on 19th of September. That's the one thing. And secondly, I want to share with you, with everyone. Last week, actually, I got the Government of New South Wales Premier Award for the community service. So I'm very humble to say, because these things only happens when the friends like you are always, supports that, and we have friends like you people with us. So I'm very much thankful for anyone whosoever. There's a number of people are putting comments. I don't know who else has put it up, but I think that you are one of the active interfaith group. So certainly I will say thanks to you to also whatever the way we are involved. I don't think this award is for me. I think this award for the interfaith groups and the groups who really working into that line. This is for them. I'm just one person there.
Colin, I just want to say something to Abbas. That is, this forum is really lacking a Muslim regular participant person. And it would be nice, it would be absolutely fantastic for this forum if you participate regularly and, put forward all these concepts that you have. It's very beneficial for this forum. So I'd love to see you again in this forum in a regular manner, because we're really missing from the faith of Islam a person to come regularly here.
I will be happy to give you some good speakers, and I will also myself join if I know in advance, and I'll certainly make sure that I should come up, because it's a learning for me, and if I have a friends like you people, it's good. So it's actually improvement to my knowledge, my expertise, my work, what I'm doing it. So it is great for me to attach with all of you. So I will certainly will provide you different person. You have a weekly programs or monthly programs, or what do you have?
Weekly. It's a weekly.
So week basis, I can give you some after each speaker, and you can talk to them what subject you want to discuss with them. So I can recommend few people, and I can tell them also, request them also that they should join you. It's a good work actually, and that's very good suggestion, Ahmed, and it's a very good suggestion. I think this will improve a little bit close participation with the others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll do that. I'll work on that.
That's very useful for our group. Very much appreciated, and I did appreciate your contribution.
Thanks, Paul.
With your background and your knowledge, and thank you to Siva for giving a little bit of the music as well.
Thank you. Thanks.
What's the translation of that music? It was very nice.
Yeah, it was just a love song sort of things, memories and other things. But it was for the peace, There's different countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, and there was somebody from the Latin America was that, New Zealand, Malaysia, different people involved together and put up the things together. That's why.
That's great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for this,
Thanks, John. Thanks for